made that announcement, I'm sure like people will join up and um yeah. What was that? Okay. Um Look, I'm sure you guys probably know like the past 2 days have been a lot. Um just with like the way that this was all received, and admittedly uh it's hard for me not to feel look, I don't need to give you guys the rundown. Like I've talked about this stuff a ton, and like I'm not going to go in about like, why everybody is here in like the first place, and like, why people join the Discord, or like go over like stuff that I say on Twitter Spaces. I really do just kind of want to like talk like, from me to like everybody, and full on like I'm down to chat and bullshit about whatever, but um there's so many things that are like running through my mind. I know that like in bear markets that obviously, like, as if you think about it, like what's like the next big project that's coming up as of right now, like I'm not like entirely too sure. I've been spending so much time like working on trying to put the past out that a lot. I mean, blockchain bandits was today, so that was obviously like something that was pretty big. But during these markets, it's obviously like the sentiment changes overall. And a couple weeks ago when I just like started posting like some of the, like, bullshit videos on Twitter. I was just who's this? Can you mute up, please, if you can. Okay. But yeah, I guess like the market sentiment is like kind of bad, and obviously, like as you guys know, there were and I guess like to my videos, and like to the whole point of why I like meme and joke around about like a lot of that stuff, is that um it seems as though like what people really care about, and like I get it, it's it's important to like get a pre-sale spot for projects, because that's like how a lot of like good money is made, for sure. But it definitely does seem as if like a good portion of like the people that were I don't know, just like bullshitting and like trying to be hydrated and like all that kind of stuff. Like everybody kind of just views it as like a whitelist grind, and so like to me, like, look, I'm not going to say that I'm not like disappointed in just like the way that it had, like, I it's not even really like there's a couple things that I read in retrospect, like the market is just it's really not that good. And I also, I mean, a lot of the reason as to why I chose like the price and like the supply and everything, like I thought it was like something that was in comparison to like a lot of other alpha groups that are already established. Like, I mean, you can't really like get into alpha groups like really cheap. And I had like like I had built this community, and it's something that I'm obviously like I'm excited for. And the past like couple weeks were some of the best ever, and like obviously, like as you guys can see, like just dealing with like the art, and just like trying to get
I
everything.
just leave it out for the day, and then I put it away.
Was that okay? I guess that wasn't for me. um there's like a lot of stuff that goes on like behind this, and like I really do, I don't want to downplay like what the team has done. Like the team has like kicked ass with like all the collabs, like being able to help lock in like so many different opportunities. And I see like what Llama tweeted about me, and he says like a lot of stuff like, oh, I would never do, like, I saw his tweet and he's like, I care about you guys and like all this stuff, and like that's great. Like he was in the space like before me, and so like obviously he's like he's already built like a solid community. He's got like a couple different projects out, whatever. So like I know that like a lot of people saw that, and I mean, you got to think that like 2 days ago, no issues at all. Like everything is like completely fine, and it's I've never received like any sort of like just like shit like this, whether it's like the art situation or like all of it. And I guess people are just really bored and they need somebody to talk shit about. And it just so happened to be me, and it sucks for sure. But um, yeah, make sure mics are muted just for a second so that I can say just like the rest of this piece, and then I definitely do want to. Um, can we mute mics? Whoever is not muted. Okay. Um, I have like a lot on my mind clearly, and I know that there's like a lot of people that are like, oh well, what's gonna happen with supply, or like what's gonna with all this stuff. And what I'll pretty much just say is like, in terms of the Discord and everything, like it's gonna be business as usual. Um, in this space, there's a lot of times like stuff like this will happen, and it'll eventually blow over. And the way that I see it is that I mean, of course, with the art situation, like that was absolutely a way, something that was done to try to stunt like the growth, and to like turn just like people against me and everything. And I mean, it's not going to be a good day for him for sure, because it really did, like to see that, and like just all of it, like it sucks for sure. But what I will say is just that I'm I'm happy with the fact that there were a lot of people that like truly understand like what this group is about, and like what I'm planning on doing. And for what it's worth, groups like Dark Echelon, are low supply, and and Amir has been able to work that up. And you got groups like just like whatever, like anything else that's out there, like they may be like a little bit lower supply, and they work it up. And so while it didn't go like exactly the way that I had planned in this market, like I definitely think that had of course like I had launched in like a better market, then things may have been like a little different. um and then also because like I mean, as I've mentioned like 100 times, like I wanted to put the pass out, and I wanted to be able to use it to create partnerships. And it was something that like I kept seeing, like Champs Pass and like other different things that they just because their community is so strong, they get offered opportunities. And so that was like something that obviously we had, but it wasn't like an official group yet. And um yeah, I will say that um I definitely have like a lot on my mind. There's a lot of stuff that I am definitely going to have to figure out for sure. um I know that like a lot of people are seeing like all the shit that people are saying. And so if you're one of those people that have been like trying to defend me, like it means a lot. I definitely think that like, and of course I'm saying this about myself, but like I think a lot of this was unwarranted. I don't think it was fair. I think that like a lot of people, whenever they see that I don't like, whatever, it is what it is as to why like things went down the way that they did. But it did. And I, of course, I hate it. It sucks that it did. And I'm not trying to be like anything but positive, because like of course, like the whole thing is that there really is no difference between what happened, or what was happening a couple days ago to now. Right. I still have like all the same plans. I'm still going to continue to do all the same stuff that I was doing 2 or 3 days ago before all of it. The only difference is that I was somebody, of course, like that I wanted to join up on whatever it may be. Like I was involved with like a lot of different stuff. And my reputation is very important to me, and it's something that like I worked really hard to build. And just to have like just some people that don't really know who I am at all. And everybody just loves to call out whatever. And don't, like, I'll just say it too, like when the SOV thing was happening the other day, like I was just like, yeah, whatever contract, all that kind of stuff. And so like I'm not going to say as if like, there haven't been moments in which, there's been um times that like I've said, about certain things that have happened. And so I guess like what I'll pretty much say is that to everybody that's like, that's here, like thank you for like everything. And for the moment, like a lot of people are chirping, and I guess like I said, there just must not be like anything else to fucking bitch about today. But yeah, I'm glad to be like in this position, and I'm definitely like excited to get all this going. But I'm also not going to ignore the fact that I mean I know a lot of like everybody uses Twitter, and I know a lot of people are like seeing what what's going on. And I wasn't really on Twitter. It was more so like Alex was kind of telling me like what was happening. So yeah, I know I kind of just like rabbled for a bit there, but it's just because like obviously, this is it's definitely not how I envisioned it going. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that like anything like changes for me, right? It's just like everything's like exactly the same, and this isn't a 10K PFP profile picture project. It's an alpha group, and that's like what it's always like meant to be. And I even mentioned this a lot of times in the Discord, like when the market gets like a little bit better now that the pass is out, I'm going to be getting like right back into trading like just as much as I did. And it's something that like obviously like I want to do. But yeah, so I guess like I'll shut up for a second, and if anybody wants to just like talk or
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
speak for everybody. Everyone wants to know, like, what are you gonna do to combat this? Like, what are you gonna offer to these holders? How are you gonna? I think my personal opinion, you should burn this supply. There should be no more than 1,000. You should get rid of this renewal fee stuff, and then you gotta
Agreed.
like kick up what you're offering for these holders, like especially whitelist giveaways. That's just my 2 cents, and I think everyone else is on the same page.
I agree with that as well.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah, 100% agree on that too.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a yearly fee.
Yeah, that's what kind of turned me off, but I still
That's-
mint it because I fuck with everything that you're doing, Ash.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing about it, and just know that like, because as you know, like Champ has a yearly fee, right? And I want to bring up like Hidden Society. So like, I am not Hidden Society, so I'm not going to say that like that is me. But the way that they have their group set up is that it is, and this is just one of like the many or the very whatever, there's some that do this. So they have like a 0.5 that you pay, and then you like it doesn't even, it's not even a pass, right? So like you don't have a pass, and you can't sell it. It's literally you just pay an entry fee, and then you pay like $80 a month, and that's like forever. And that's like it's a group like just like anything else. And so like yeah, in terms of like supply, I mean, we'll see like what ends up happening over like the next day or so, of course. And then the remaining supply will just like eventually be put on pause, and then we'll just see. Like I said, I mean, I really want to like play it by ear. And I mean, you mentioned like, oh, like, what are you going to provide? I mean, a lot of, the reason why I wanted to do a pass was to be able to get tools. And I mean, look, we've done like multiple whitelist giveaways a day, like every day. And, we have like tons lined up. And I mean, the fact is that like, for if you look around, like whatever, projects get, we end up getting like, the same stuff. And of course, like, the allocation may not be like as much, but like, my Discord was really just like, an open Discord, and it wasn't, something that was like established, such as like Llama. So, you mentioned about like, value and everything. And, the fact is that this, the Discord has been open for a couple months, and, a lot of people already know that, I take, I make like announcements, and, I talk about like, what's going on in the market, and just like, all that kind of shit. And so, but to answer your question, I mean, it's business as usual. And
So then we're getting next 2 minutes.
But like regarding like the yearly pass, like
like you were like these guys are saying like they shouldn't be a yearly whatever. You're saying, well, other people do it. I mean, do you need to be like other people? I mean, I bought a pass. I'm riding it, but do you need to be like everybody else?
The 0.33 mint price was high enough. I feel like.
Yeah. Well,
Agreed.
well, and I hear that, and you know, it's something that, like, of course, I've been thinking a lot about, and you know, I'm gonna talk to like the team and just like, you know, see what it is that, like, you know, I can do, because like, you know, my thing is that the way that I envisioned this was something to where, because like, you know, the team is pretty big, right? The team is definitely like, you know, there's like a lot of people, and you know, I wanted to do what I could to like take care of like, you know, the team in like a good way, because obviously like this is, you know, it's a business. And so you know, I didn't expect, like, you know, in my mind, like the renewal fee for holders, like people that you know, they have a pass, they say that they want to, like, you know, continue to hold it, like, you know, I never imagined it being like very high. I know I never did, like, you know, said anything about that at all. So I guess that definitely is on me, but something that I'll discuss for sure, and I'm gonna think like a lot about, because I am gonna be in like the car for a little bit tomorrow, and I'm going to think about like the best way to approach that, because I definitely hear what you're saying. You just also got to realize that, like, you know, for something like this, that, you know, there are, you know, because like the way that I should have, like, once again, like I should have mentioned this, but you know, like
Why is
one of
Moses'
the,
face like that?
what was that? What's up?
He was hot micing.
One of the things that, like, you know, I you know, planned on doing was you know, just like monthly giveaways for just like all sorts of shit. And like, you know, these things have, like, I guess, like, to me, I think I held like a little, like, and this is something that, like, I, in retrospect, like, I say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but like, you know, I held a little bit of you know, of some of this stuff like too close to my chest, like knowing that, you know, I wanted to do like monthly giveaways, that, you know, I was like, of course, like planning to take care of the team like as much as I could. And you know, if there was something where, you know, getting a certain tool made or whatever, you know, a lot of that shit's not cheap. And so, you know, the way that I viewed it is I was like, well, you know, making sure that like I have enough to be able to do all this stuff, and then you know, continue to do it over and over again, is just, you know, it's something that, like, you know, I was thinking that, because, you know, it takes revenue for sure, and I understand that, like, you know, royalties help out with that. But yeah, so I hear that, and trust, like, you know, I definitely know, you know, what the thought is. And you know, you mentioned, like, you know, there's like other groups that do it and such. And you know, for me, it's just like, you know, I don't want to be caught in like a situation where, you know, I want to do something and like I can't because of you know, whatever it may be, like funding. So anyway.
Dude, I'm saying, like, okay, I've been here since the beginning of this Discord, and I've already made all my initial investment back on NFTs plus a good amount because of like being in this Discord. And I'm saying, I'm trusting the process. Like, whatever you got in mind, man, I'm about it. Like, let's go. I'm like, I don't even care about the yearly thing. Like, guys, let's just give him a year. Like, we
Yeah.
we
I mean,
people
that's
who have
true.
been
I
here
mean,
the
we're
whole
only in
time,
March.
like, we know his character. We know that the shit is not true. What's being spouted? Like, let's let him do his thing and just, you know, let's see what happens. Like,
A lot of people
this.
don't have a year.
What was that?
I said not everybody's got a year to hang on to 0.33.
Yeah, and like I hear that, and like that's, you know, and if anything, it's kind of like any other NFT, right? Except, you know, like what the main like utility of this is. And I mean, you look at someone, I will just bring it up, but like you look at someone like Champ, like, you know, he kicked ass, and like, I mean, and I mean it look, I've talked to him, and like it was something that, you know, we discussed like all this kind of stuff, and I know that he takes care of his team like really well. And you see like how his past like turned out. And so, you know, my vision, the way that, like, you know, I see something like this going, is that, you know, it's something where, you know, you have it. And I deep down, like the way that I envision it is that, you know, what I'm able to build with this would like bring more than enough value to where people are going to want to join in over time. And so I hear that. And, you know, I also realize that, you know, with like 0.33 or something, you know, you take that, you get into a project, you flip it and everything. But I just like, a lot of it comes down to like my experience and the way that I know that, like, you know, when I first got into a group, like I paid like 0.25 to get into a group that I couldn't fucking sell it. And it was literally nothing. Like there was nothing at all. And I realized that, like, you know, now in the market, of course, like, you know, there's, you know, people in alpha groups are doing like a lot of different things, but like think about like how few alpha groups there really are. Like there's only what, maybe 10, 15 of them. And like, you know the supplies of them. So, you know, for the time being, and the way I view it is like, you know, I'm early and like I'm already like on top and like ahead of all this shit. And so, you know, my thing is that, you know, the space is only getting bigger, and by, you know, the next like month or 2 or 3 or something like that, you know, we're all working on this. More and more people get into the space, you know, we keep on building it, and it ends up like turning into one of like the better groups. Like a lot of, I will just say, like, you know, a lot of these other groups and like these people, they were, you know, a couple months ahead of me, and that was kind of it. So so look, I hear, you know, all of the, you know, all the concerns for sure. I definitely know, like, you know, what people are thinking. And so, you know, a lot of it is going to, I mean, trust, like I said, you know, if I were to ever advise a project, like I would always say, like, you know, if you got a good product, like don't launch it in a bear market. And, you know, to me, I suppose that, you know, just with the, like the way that it is, and, you know, I guess like, you know, Wizard Pass minting like, you know, a day before me or something. I don't know. You know, just whatever, the cards were dealt the way that they were. But I mean, what I could tell you, like I said, is that like nothing has really changed for me. I mean, of course, like, you know, this you know, just to hear the way that people are you know, spinning narratives about me, it's not going to last long. You look at people like Beanie, you look at like some of these like other scumbags, like, you know, they get chance and chance and chance over and over again. They, you know, they fuck around and they like, you know, scam people. And so, you know, this is something that, like, you know, and for the moment, like, you know, the wound on me is like open. And trust, like it's hard, like it definitely sucks to see it. And, you know, just like any other project, like any other fucking project that anybody ever buys into, I know that, like, you know, you buy and you make an investment, and then, you know, to hear like, you know, what people are saying about it, like it definitely you know, and like I feel bad about it. That's why I feel bad, is because like I didn't really do you know, anything. And of course, like, you know, she'll happen regardless, but like you guys know that it's like I didn't do anything to warrant like a lot of this. Like, I mean, I'd always done like spaces, and like I've always made videos and shit. And so you know, a lot of this came out of far right field, like so randomly. And, you know, it hurts because, you know, to me, you know, I'm somebody, like I know who I am, right? And I know everybody can say that and whatever, but like, you know, I'm not somebody who wants to be fucking around with my reputation, right? And so I'm somebody who like obviously wants to do this. And like the way that I've always visioned this is that I say, look, you know, I'm grateful and I'm happy that I was able to get into a space like this, and, you know, that I was early enough to do it, and I wanted to build something up, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just, you know, I'll just say, like, I'm not gonna let like anybody on fucking Twitter or something like that stop me from doing what it is that like I've been, you know, just saying that I was going to do, and everything that I was planning I was going to do as well. So I think for you know, you got to think about it like this. You know, for, you know, the next like day or so, you know, maybe people like chirp a little bit, but you know, people move on pretty quick. And I am you know, I'm gonna get right to trying to get like as many opportunities for us as I can. You know, there's going to be new projects with people that are coming up like all the time. You know, we'll get into like every single thing that we can. And yeah, so that's kind of
Ash,
where I'm at. Yeah.
don't you think people are projects aren't gonna give us whitelist spots because of this FUD?
I don't think so. Just because, like, you know, any other new project that comes, I mean, first of all, my DMs are still flooded. with projects that want to give waitlist spots. And like, I mean, you got to think that like, you know, a week or 2 weeks from now, or like probably even less than that,
Mhm.
I mean, people are not going to be like people's attention are going to move on to something else. Like this is just, it's just like anything else. Like, I mean, and I can't believe that like it happened to me. Like I really can't over an alpha group. What?
It's fine. Just gotta prove them wrong.
So
Yeah.
I do have a question, but before I ask the question, like I don't know, everybody talking about the price. I mean, I just don't really. Okay, sure, maybe 900 was a little much or whatever it was, but at the same time, you're getting valuable information. I mean, the information that the Cord brings, tools and the whitelist and all that stuff, I mean, is more valuable than the $900. I mean, you don't have an issue paying for your internet every month, your cell phone every month, all this other stuff. So what's the problem like paying a
Is the
little
point
bit?
three really that much? I blow 0.3 on a bullshit NFT every single day
But
and
that's
get
what I'm-
zero
I
fucking
think
value.
Not
Yeah.
everybody's in the
I
same
don't
situation.
get it. I don't.
Different situations, man.
Okay, you guys are talking. Internet's
You can't
$40
really say
a
that.
month, not 900.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
I
We're-
don't know
Paying
what the
other
correlation is.
subscriptions
But
every single month. I mean, if you, I mean, you bought the pass, so I mean, what's the big deal?
No,
What app is gonna bring? I mean, it's
yeah,
like,
guys, I think what the situation is for a lot of people is that they're joining this pass because they're new to this space. Like, I mean, not everybody's throwing
That's what
that
I was
kind of
saying.
money.
that's
But
it.
with that
you
said,
don't have to
with
buy
that
it
said,
if you don't want to, you know?
that's what I was gonna say, guys. With
Yep.
that being said, it's an investment like anything else, and we're here,
Mhm.
and we're here. Why? Because we believe in Ash. So this is
I
it.
mean,
This is it.
yeah, I
Can
get.
I say something?
The Lord
It's not
has
virtue
spoken.
signaling. I just want to say something, Ash. Like you have 600 holders right now who believe in you. Like that's the only people that I bought so far. So that's
Yeah.
something to be proud of. I don't think you should like worry too much about the FUD on Twitter. The only thing that also, sorry, one more point, like launching in a bear market, I don't think you should be worried about that either. I honestly think it's better. If you launch in a bull market, yeah, you might get a lot of hype and sell at a high price, but then what's gonna happen after that? You would have so much pressure on you to try to deliver to like maintain that price. I don't think that's sustainable. So it's
Yeah.
good that you start now low and build your way up. Like I think that's the right way to go.
I mean, we
You
can
have
only
the
go up
community.
from here.
We already have the setup, but the one thing I don't like is like I think you need to be more like definitive about what you want to do with the rest of the supply. Because right now, we have 600 like sold that we're here, but I think playing it by ear is kind of risky because like people are just uncertain right now, especially with everything going on. Like I think if you made a decision and like said this is what's gonna happen, this is what we're doing, this is how we're moving forward, that would make people feel like a lot more comfortable, in my opinion.
I
Yeah,
know
I
it's right.
agree.
I
I
agree
I get
1000%.
regarding your
that, but
reputation
like,
that you were talking about too.
Like if you don't want to burn it, at least keep it in the vault.
You got to make an announcement like right now, like because you got to like come forth about it soon. Before, as you were regarding your reputation before, like you should make big announcements. Like we're gonna cap the supply at 777. We're gonna do this. Like you have to like. Even if it's not validated, you have to man up
But
about.
I mean, don't make
You're
rash
thinking you have to
moves.
say
I wouldn't
this.
recommend announcing anything on a knee-jerk reaction. I think Ashley's
Yeah, definitely.
I
disagree. I think you should just keep your mouth shut and put your head down and work. There's no
I
point
think
in
like
making
no,
FUD
I'm just
force
saying
your
like just
hand into
think
saying
about it.
something you don't want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't make a rash decision.
No.
I would only stuff that would benefit you. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like here's
If Ash needs to make a decision about how many passes he keeps or burns, he can take days to do that. That's not going to affect anything going on with us in
Dude,
here
one
right
good
now.
mint, the pass is already paid for. I don't know why people are tripping. Like,
Yeah, let him figure
one
that
good
out.
mint, and it's already paid.
Yeah, we weed out all the slugs.
It just needs to be well thought out. Just let
Let him figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Look,
Hey, Ash.
Yeah. What's up?
Quick question though. Before I go, with that rug pull thing, he did. Did you talk to them
about who?
I don't know. They said they were going to talk to you. I was just wondering if they ever got in touch with you and actually talked to you for your side.
No, the deal is that guy, the artist guy, dude, fucking. So I wish, like, in retrospect, like when I knew that this guy was like pulling shit, I should have like literally just picked some random ass bullshit art and just thrown it up there. And because like I just, like the whole point is that like I wanted the art to be good. But to answer your question, no, like what happened today is that guy decided that he was going to reach out to every outlet that he possibly could so that he could try to fuck today up. Like that was like
No,
exactly.
no, I get all that, but I mean, rug pull. They published it without talking to you, right? And then they mentioned in one of their tweets that they were going to talk to you today. I just didn't know if they actually reached out to you to like get your side or what, or they just.
Honestly, like what ended up happening is that like I added one of those guys on Discord and they said that they weren't free until like 5. And I was like, oh, well, I need to like launch this thing. And so I just like didn't end up talking to him. And then I ended up getting on a call with my team. And then I ended up hosting it. So no, I mean, I didn't end up like going over. Like at this point, it's just like, look, everybody and it's impossible. It's not like and that's why I did a Twitter Spaces. It's not like I can get every single one of these assholes that doesn't know what they're talking about underneath one.
Cater to everybody, man.
Yeah, it's like I can't do it. And like the thing is if I were gonna go and if I were gonna like do that, then like I mean don't get me wrong, like I would absolutely fucking do that. Here's the thing, and it might even happen tomorrow because like the first thing in the morning that I got to do is I have to talk to my lawyer because this guy like literally went out and defamed me, and like that was something that was obviously intentional, and why like I mean just all of it. Like we already talked about this, so like I don't need to get into it. But like if there's an opportunity where after I talk to my lawyer and see like what how that goes, and then if for whatever reason like I could just like hit up like Kosher, hit up like all these people that I know and create like a fucking giant. I mean, like trust. Like I don't want to have to be in a situation like that, but at the same point, like look, there's some people that like already aren't gonna give a shit, but like to clear my name, like if I was on a space, like this guy is a fucking puss. I'll just tell you that straight up. If I'm on a space in front of a ton of people, I win that, no doubt, because I know where I'm at and I know like the entire situation and how it went down and how he's wrong. So like that, if that's something that ends up happening, then like yeah, it ends up happening. But no, I mean I didn't talk to like Rug Pull specifically, and in terms of like trying to like clear the air, I did it on my own space, but chances are like I might end up having to like hop onto something else. So we'll see what ends up happening tomorrow, because I'm gonna be in the car for a little bit tomorrow, and so obviously like I won't be just like typing a lot on my computer. But what I will say, kind of like going back, is that I know like a lot of this is fresh. It's only been like a couple hours, and so as of right now, like, and like I've been in calls, like I've been doing like all sorts of shit. So in terms of like capping the supply and everything, and something that like I'm gonna take, like I'm not gonna make like a rash decision like right this very moment, right? But like I also realize that like it's something that eventually, and I say eventually, but like in the next couple days or like whatever it may be, I'm gonna make a decision on that. It's gonna be with, of course, like the community in mind, understanding like exactly like what's going on. We're gonna like deal with what we got, and yeah, I mean, look, the thing is that like if it weren't for the 0.25 that I spent to get into my first alpha group, I literally would not be where I am today at all, because that's where I had my first degen mint that landed me into my first community manager position, which landed me into everything else. So it was like, just being around like a bunch of degens is what got me to where, and I'm talking about like literally people who are ready to fucking toss money. And so I understand that, there are some people that are, they're playing with like a lot less house money. I get that. But at the same time, like there is something that separates people that aren't willing to pay for a group because they think that they don't need to. Like I had literally one friend when I first started in NFTs. I ended up buying into the group and he didn't, because he was like, oh fuck that, it's stupid. And then he ended up like completely dropping out of NFTs because he just felt so lost. So like, I don't need to explain that to you guys because you guys are already here. But the fact is that like there were a lot of people that were just jerking around my Discord, and they really didn't understand like what it was about. like, I mean, the people that are here understand that it's like, look, this is an alpha group, and you know, there's a lot of people like such as myself who are in like multiple of them, because as you know, like having that knowledge of like what's going on is very important. And so, you know, I wanted to obviously like put my name in the mix. So for right now, what I'll say is that in terms of like supply, I hear you. In terms of renewal and stuff, I hear you. It's something that like now that I'm in the position that I'm in, of course, like, you know, and I want to make sure that I make the best decisions to like the group going, and to make sure that we're like, you know, everybody is chilling with it. Like it's all something that like I'm going to take into account. But obviously, like, you know, the past 2 days have been a lot, and I just want to make sure that you know, I gather my thoughts, and you know, I just do, I know what I need to.
Hey Ash,
Yeah,
listen,
talk
man.
to closer.
Listen, thanks for sharing your heart tonight. But listen, just a couple things that you might want to think about. I mean, you have a $500,000 business right now, and all of these people on the left side of the screen, you represent. So, just a couple of encouragements. First of all, just be thinking about what you say publicly. I mean, you're inside a private Discord calling the dude a puss. It's whatever, but defensive postures, and I mean, in other words, you're defaming him the same way, right? But now you've got 600 people that you represent. So just be thinking ahead. It's not personal. It's not one-on-one anymore. It's you representing all of us, and we trust you to, you know, do well, right? Take care of the stakeholders and the shareholders and all that. The other thing I would say, so thanks for receiving that. I know that's probably hard critique to take,
No,
but I appreciate that. Secondly, just listen. There's a lot of opinions on what to do, but there's several champs pass holders here. There's probably other, you know, alpha group holders here. But when I look at Champ, you've cited him several times. I think what he does in a situation like this is think, how do I drive shareholder value right now? What do I do to thank these 600 or 650 people that trusted me and that came in early despite the FUD, right? So you think about that, and what you do after this, or after the first week or first month, it's whatever you're going to do. But I think some of these leaders would be thinking about, okay, how do I take care of the alphas, right? The ones that came in early and said, okay, and I'm not looking for any handout. I'm just saying, like, I think that's what they would be thinking. And whatever you decide to do, we'll follow you, man. But keep your head up. Just think about what you say and do. Think about your actions. Take the high road and think about in a year from now or 5 years from now, what do you want this group to be? And every decision you make from, you know, this minute on is going to represent that, man. We love you, but you know, hang in there, man.
Who was it that just said that?
Well said.
My name's Believer.
Perfect name. He is a believer.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on that for sure. And there's a reason as to why, like, I haven't been firing off on Twitter. You know, there's a reason why, instead of, I mean, I did and like I said what I said, and like, of course, like, you know, in that moment, of course, I mean, I'm just, you know, if anything, like I'm more so, you know, like whatever. I'm not gonna get all of it, but yeah, I mean, you're right, and you know, it's just as of right now, as you can imagine, like it's a little bit of like a tough pill to swallow, mainly because, you know, my expectations, everyone else's expectations were just a little bit different, and then just like, you know, the community sentiment, of course, like it doesn't necessarily like, you know, it doesn't sit that well, but yeah, I hear you, and you know, like it's definitely good to hear for sure, and I appreciate you saying that, and yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, let's get to work, man. Let's do it.
Yo, I wanted to say, like, if you do decide to, like, say you burn some supply or something, so I think you have like a big decision to make, of course, you know. But if you decide like not to make any major changes, like just fucking, you know, roll with it, bro. And if you decide to like do something that looks good and would benefit like the holders, I guess, like make it like, you know, a PR type thing, like make it look nice, you know, like, hey, I care about my people, and I'm burning the supply to make it more valuable. Because really, like right now, like the PR side of things doesn't really matter. The only thing that really matters is like your collaborations and you know who's gonna still rock with you and all that. Like, cause I mean, we're really in here for like the alpha and the flips, you know. Like if you guys are planning on flipping this, then like you're gonna be way too worried about what everybody thinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bro. I'm the same way. I'm here for the alpha. You know, I'm not looking at the floor. You know, but speaking about alpha, I was just thinking maybe we could do a little now with the little trust or dust. You know, um, I know you're into like dippies and winter pals and stuff like that, but I was just questioning some other stuff that I've been looking at. Maybe you could alpha into it a little bit right quick.
You mean like projects and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I hear you, but I haven't like looked at like enough stuff to be able to like over the past 2 or 3 days because my mind has just been so much like on this. So like to me, I'm my initial thing is that like while I realize that like everyone's here for like alpha, of course, like my thing is that I just like I hear like all the concerns and like what everybody is saying, and so like instead of me putting like a lot of my focus on like other shit, I mean, and I haven't gotten a lot of sleep either, and so like I'm kind of like in a spot where I want to see if I can just like get just like everything together and get my thoughts so that I can do like a lot of like what everybody is saying. So I mean, as much as I would love, I mean, that's like my whole thing, the whole reason why.
Nah, bro. Well, the majority of us support you, man. It's like the president.
What do you mean?
Everybody ain't gonna like him. You know what I mean?
Dude,
But
that Ash Pass I bought yesterday for 900, not doing good. There's so much FUD and the art was stolen and everyone's flaming him for the mint prize. He's losing like followers, not good.
The biggest
Bro,
problem I have
because
is the
I
yearly
believe in him.
charge. That's the
He'll
only
make
fault I
calls.
have.
He's the reason I got into Three-landers.
Yeah,
And
your
he
mic's
feels
on.
really
Right,
bad.
right.
No, right.
Oh,
Your
my
palm
fault.
mic, my guy.
You're good, dude.
What?
Look good,
Holy
dude.
God
shit.
bless Freelanders.
People hot mic on purpose.
You got me.
I mean,
Yo, mic check, mic check. This is 2 Degrees. I got a couple things, man. Believer, you said a lot of great things, man. Much love, much respect. Focus on the positivity. I said that yesterday. One thing you got to do, Ash, man. You got to plan. You got to plan this shit out, bro. You can't. You got to separate yourself from champs. You got to separate yourself from llama. You can't keep using them and lumping yourself within their confines.
You
You
right.
got to step outside of
Facts.
that. You got to go above that. You got to come out and you got to plan. This shit's got to be planned out. This ain't a game. This is real life. This is your life. This is your future. This is our future. This is a business. You have to plan this shit out. Yo, hey, Ash, let's burn the supply. Man, fuck that, right? Burn the supply, lock that shit away in a vault for 2 years down the line. That's what you do. Plan this shit out, man. Don't listen to these goddamn haters. This space, I said it, I'll say it again. The space is a vacuum. When you're taking away liquidity from these other assholes, these assholes are going to be around every corner trying to stab you in the goddamn back, trying to stab you in the neck. They're going to get you if you let them. You got to be above it. You got to step outside yourself. You got to plan the attack and plan it with positivity. You can't react to the negativity, man. It's a business, right? It's
Facts,
about
bro.
money. Okay? And the next
Fucking
thing,
well said.
the next thing you got to do, Ash, you got to reward the shot callers, right? I'm a shot caller, goddammit. You know why I'm here? I'm not here for the alpha. I'm here to give the alpha because guess what? In 2 years, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be Ash Robin, right? But I'm going to separate myself from you because I'm the shot caller now, right? So reward your community, but reward the shot callers that are going to help you build the community and make it even greater, right? Not just for whitelist. And then the next thing, man, this whole stolen art thing, it's just it's just stupid. Even your announcement, even the announcement says, hey, sorry guys, we're postponing the Ash Pass because we don't have any art. Then why use it, right? Don't take it down. down and throw up some bullshit. No, nobody cares about the goddamn art. Dude, I made my 2 degrees in 3D paint, bro, and it looks better than half of these goddamn PFPs. I mean, think about it. Focus on the positivity, man. You can't focus on the negativity. You got to focus on the positivity. Positivity makes money. Most people that were in the chat today already made the 0.3 back on the one trade. On the one trade. What was it? I don't even know the name of it, but I shot called it all the way through the whole trade. Blockchain bikers or blockchain something.
Yeah, bandits.
Yeah, man.
0.2, 0.3 right now.
Yeah, if you were in the
3
chat,
waivers,
you
bro.
made
Like,
money. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why people are crying, bro.
Look, you just gotta stay focused. Llama is trying to take away liquidity. All these assholes are trying to take away liquidity. Stay focused, keep your head up, plan the attack. You can't you're very wishy-washy, which is great right now. I love it, right? Because you have to be. Because you gotta plan the attack, man. Focus, get your shit together, positivity. Let's get it. Let's get it before I sell this pass and do something else, man. We gotta focus on the good shit. Forget about this other shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, man. I've been holding this shit in for a while today. Just I'm not big with social media, man. I'm not with it, and this is part of the reason why I don't really follow anybody and listen to anybody else but myself. So much love, everybody. Ash, you got this shit. Focus. Take that little money that you made, that little nest egg that you made, distribute it to your team, and kick it into high gear, and let's go. In the week
Yeah.
where we all make 3 ether, well, nobody's going to be remembering this conversation.
Exactly, bro.
Hey,
Exactly.
he
Anyway,
100%.
fucking
He got
legend.
that 100%.
anyway,
Let's fucking
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Much love,
Yo,
much
to the
respect.
degree. Get that
Let's
Bro,
get
you
fucking
it.
should be a
shit.
motivational speaker.
It's
Bro.
Lenzo roll.
Be my best man. No need to be sorry for that, man. That was
The
from
king
the
has
heart.
spoken.
You're the GOAT.
Yeah.
That
No,
motherfucker sounds just like the guy.
Who's got that king spoken?
The king,
stuff?
yeah,
That's perfect, man. That's perfect.
yeah. He got it down.
Yeah, that's good shit. I hear you on that all the way, and you're right. I mean, a lot of what and I even like realize that I do it sometimes when like talking about like other projects and shit is I like to history is what I like. I like to go see what other people have done like in the past that was successful, and like you kind of like you learn like from that kind of stuff by doing your research and seeing like what specifically like some people do whatever. So like a lot of it is why you take stuff into account. But no, I mean you're exactly right. And I mean look, this is what I will say either way is that I'm still, I mean, even just hearing like a lot of the people that are in this shit, like you guys know what's up, you guys know like what the group will be used for. You say like shot callers and stuff. I mean the idea is that we're in this group together, and everybody's here for a common purpose. You're right, it's not about the fucking art. No one really gives a shit about the art. It never really is about that. It's about what can we do here so that we can make money, because that's like the whole point. And so I'm glad that like this is a group that it's obviously something that I've worked on, and like I want to keep building and shit. And so no, everything that you just that you mentioned, I mean you hit it right on the head. And just know that I'm not a stubborn person. Like I realize that there's some things that could have been better, there's some things that could have been worse, whatever. I'm moving forward. I'm looking towards like tomorrow and the day after that, and what we're gonna be able to do. And so I mean look, I'm fucking hype, and the fact that like there are so many people here that fuck with me as well, I mean trust, like it does mean a lot. And for me, I've been the underdog at a bunch of different points in my life anyway. And so for to be in a position like this and to do this now, what it comes down to is just proving everyone wrong. When we become one of the best groups in the space, everyone
can go.
next thing you know, we're up there. And then it's like nobody remember this type of shit because we're to be fucking kicking ass. So yeah, I mean look, I realize that there's of course like a lot of work to do, and I'm gonna get on it. So
One last thing I forgot to add this. I'm gonna give everybody the next little shot of alpha. This is Ash Pass Alpha. My Pet Hooligans. Look at it, watch it. If you ain't in it, I'm in it. And get ready because I'm telling you, My Pet Hooligans has been consolidating at one ether for the past 30 days. We just got a 4-hour and 12-hour crossover of the floor price and the 21 EMA and VWAP. The daily is about to get the cross. All we need is some volume to move in. The floor is thin all the way to 1.5. The floor is very thin all the way to 1.5. Anyway, My Pet Hooligan, good luck. Not financial advice. Doing your own research, God damn it.
My man.
Appreciate that, homie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look. Today's been a long day. The reason why I wanted to get in here and have this conversation is just because, to me, like I really couldn't even like step away from it at all. Like this is something that like obviously I've been thinking a lot about, and so what I'll just say is that I hear you. You know what the goal. I want to make this like one of the best groups in the space. What people are saying, I'm just gonna tune it out. It will like, dissipate anyway. But yeah, I mean, I get it.
It'll
So
be good, man. Yeah, just tune them out, man. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, you know.
well, that's why I'm sitting in here right now and not
It's easy, man, for emotions to take over and everything can be done in a second.
of course, which is like, yeah, and that's like literally why I haven't been talking really at all, and why I said what I said on the spaces earlier, but I just really wanted to do this now, and I wanted to discuss this with with everybody that was here because I knew that this was important. So,
hey, well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything. About my little daughter's about to get up right now, so and I appreciate you guys, man. This is Lucian, and much love to all y'all, man. Man, just worry about you, and we'll be good. Have a good night, family.
Good night, bro.
Bye.
Feel free to hit me up if if you want to bullshit, add me. I'm down to like hop in, a call or whatever, with really anybody. I'm gonna have like a lot of time tomorrow for sure. And so yeah, one thing I will say is that while I I know that of course there's like a lot to be done, I don't want to make any rash decisions or something like that. I do want to just like with a clear mind, come back at this tomorrow and and just like move forward with it, because like I mean, like it's been said, we got it. Everything is like set up already. The team is kicking ass, so let's just keep it going.
Hey Ash, I got a genuine question. Sorry, I'm really new to this space, but would it be a possibility to just burn the remaining supply, and which is gonna pump up the value, right? Can't we just like increase the amount of passes next year when when the community
Grows, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's something that I'm gonna talk to mainly like my dev about it, and I'm gonna figure that out, and then yeah, I mean, look, I hear that, and my initial thought is like to absolutely I mean, look, the vault is chilling, and considering the way that at least as of right now that the whole public is gone and everything, yeah, I mean, cutting down supply is definitely something that's on my mind. I want to, like I said, I'm gonna get in a call with our dev tomorrow, and just see what's up, and then we can go from there.
All right.
Yeah, man, just don't make no rash decisions. Everything will be good. Wag me, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I mean, while I realize that, there's a lot of noise right now, it's not as if like, I'm not in any sort of like panic. I'm just chilling. That's why, like I said, I wanted to get up and just like, talk to you guys about this. And yeah, I mean, just like anything else, because as you guys know, you spend like a lot of time like researching NFTs. I'm not going to do anything, any dumb shit. And, I want to do the best I can to make sure that, the people that have been here and that are here are, but we're all going to be chilling. And so, yeah, I got a lot of decisions and stuff that I got to make over the next couple days. And trust me on that. I'm definitely going to be hopping into more voice chats and stuff. And so we can talk.
Yeah, bro, I would say just keep it simple. Don't, just keep it simple. You got people in here who already spent money on the Ash Pass. We knew what we were buying, we're down for it. So just take care of those people. And then, whatever you do, whether you decide to lock it in the vault or whatever you decide to burn the supply, just take care of the people that already bought. And then you're good. Because now, that's who you got to focus on. And I think once you do that, then whenever 3 months, 6 months down the line, whatever happens, the value is just going to go up because the people in here gonna be good because we know what we came in here for. We already know you already got a proven track record, so we're not worried about that. So I feel like if you just do that,
Hey, bro.
then, you'll be good.
One quick thing, bro. If you don't got haters, you ain't popping, bro. That's what I live in this life, and so we're gonna prove these motherfuckers wrong, bro. At the end of the day, it is what it is, bro. It's it sucks. It's not what you expected, but we're gonna get back up and we're gonna show everybody who's been doubting or fudding or whatever that they should have hopped on the train and they missed it. You know what I'm saying? They'll understand eventually, bro. It's just it's a minor setback for a major comeback. You feel me?
And the best thing about it is that, with a lot of other projects that may not have a lot to bring to the table, this is a network. And the thing is, I can already tell in a month, whatever it may be when the market heats up, because it's not like there aren't plays to be made now. I know that there's stuff that happens here and there. It's a lot riskier. I'm not gonna get out and just be like, oh, we're gonna find the next fucking thing, whatever. Market isn't in a spot where every single thing moons. But I know that in a month or whenever it is, and we get signs that the market's starting to pick up again, we're gonna fucking eat. And I'm going to be there doing it too. Because as I've said multiple times, trading is a lot of what I want to do. And as a group, we're going to make it fucking happen. And so I can tell you this right now. I realize that, there's talk about the mint price and everything, but you better believe that you're going to make it back. And it's I don't think that it's going to be just one time. It's not one of those things that it's just oh, I made my investment back one time and I'm glad that I've spent. No, this is a place where the entire goal is to make.
That was already proven. You did that before we even paid for anything.
Well, I just want to say, I just hope that you realize, we love you, bro. We know that you're doing the best that we can, and we really do trust in you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see this through to the end, and I know that you're going to bring value to us. So this little bit of whatever you want to call it is going to be nothing when we're looking at 2-3 months down the line. We're going to be happy that we all locked in early and didn't jump in late. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be the ones thanking ourselves down the line. So just know that we love you, we support you, and you're doing an amazing job. You really are.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Well, that was one of the reasons why I wanted the group to, to begin with.
Oh, such a big one.
So look, also on a day like today, for you to say that means a lot. It really does, because I have always wanted to, I realize that my reputation is important. I've always wanted to make sure that people understood what the fuck was up and that I wasn't just around trying to pump my bags on any project or anything like that. And I've never done that. And you guys know what the fuck is up. I'm somebody who I love the space. I love trading. Of course, I want to make just like everybody else. And, I think that, what we can do is not only just trading, but, finding opportunities. And, what I can imagine is that there's a lot of people that are in this group right now that are going to end up starting their own projects, that are going to be working on other projects and are going to be builders as well. If that's your thing, you want to do it, then fuck yeah. If not, you just want to trade, then by all means, do that. But, however I can help in any way to, if like I said, if somebody wants to build some of their own, fuck yeah, do it. I'm there. Like I mean that. And so, you know, I know that a lot of people in life, they'll bullshit. They'll be like, oh, you know, like I want to do something. I want to like help people. But like, you know, the fact is that like, you know, this is a place that like I really, you know, I care about the NFT space a lot, and I realize the opportunity that's here. I know that, you know, I'll tell you this straight up. It's not like I can do it alone, right? I could
Yeah.
always go around and I could trade and I can do whatever. But you know, having you guys and just like an entire community like this that has a common goal, like I said, I can't do it on my own, right? So
Yeah, I was
as
gonna say, like, I think as a community we can make you one promise, and we hope that you can make the same promise to us, and I know you will, but we're gonna go so hard for you, bro. Like we are. We just ask that you just go just as hard for us. You know what I'm saying? Like this is gonna be like the most mutual beneficial relationship. Like I'm gonna be an advocate for you. I'm gonna be I'm sure everybody else in here will too. And I just know that you're gonna be going hard for us. So, you know, we're gonna be good, man. Everything's gonna take care of itself.
yeah. I mean, look, this is what I do, and so I don't take any days off ever. I'm always on my computer. I'm always doing shit, and you know, a lot of it, you know, you have like that euphoria where you know for the past like couple months, like you know, no one's giving me shit, no one's saying anything. Like everybody joins up and they're like, yeah, Ash knows what he's talking about, and then you know, at a single slight where anybody can you know take a jab at me, they do. And so just know that you know while everything is like all nice and everything, I can take this heat. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna bring bad PR. I'm not out there calling out Llama or whoever the hell else. Like my thing is that I know that right now it is what it is, and I'm gonna approach it in a way where the last thing that I want to do, and I don't think it's a very mature thing to do for anybody, is when you know you're doing something to be defensive, right, and to be you know going out and just like you know whatever. And so there's a reason as to why like I know I said this, but like why my first thought was like, yo, I want to hop in a fucking BC. I want to talk. I want to hear out what everybody's saying and everything. And I don't shy away from anything ever. Like there's at any point. And look, that's like what it comes down to be a leader is to put yourself in comfortable positions. So I want to build this up in the first place. And you know, you guys have already like you know made a huge gesture to me by you know just believing in me and everything. And so look, I'm gonna do the best I can. I really am.
Where there'll be a skit to clown that dude.
Probably not. Probably
We all making 10 ETH.
It would be hilarious though.
And we're all
It would be
juicing.
it would be funny, but also based off of PR, like
Yeah.
probably
Not
not.
worth it.
I mean,
Probably not.
look, here's the thing. And I realize this, like the skits are all good and fun. It's all satire and everything. Like some people don't get the jokes and like that kind of shit. Those are just literally like, you know, to have a good time. And, you know, some people just like, look, I know that there's some people that are in this space that they just think that shit's cheesy. They don't fuck with it. They might not have content or whatever. I get that it's not for everybody and that kind of thing, but you know, I kind of laid off of the skits for a bit. I didn't want to like, overdo it. And even specifically now, just know that like I don't really, you know, making a skit is not on like, you know, on the like I know it was a joke, of course, but like, you know, I'm not like, you know, skit Ash right now. I'm not Rug McDaniels. I'm like I yeah, I fully understood. This is not like it's exactly what was said before. Like this is not a game. Like this is bullshit. And so just know that while I am
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
yeah.
I was just gonna let you know. I just went on Twitter. There's a Twitter Spaces with your artist and Dented Fields.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Christoph is with us with Dented Fields. But I was just letting you know. It just popped up.
yeah. Is what is it? F stop. You're here, right? Yeah. You recorded that one space that I had earlier, right? Do you mind recording this one for me? I mean, I could do it on my own too, but
Who's
yeah.
hosting it?
All right. Yeah, because like I'm here's the thing is that I in no way I mean, normally I would, and I mentioned this, but like, what happened today with that and the way that he approached it, um, this is like deeper than just like Twitter stuff. Like, I mean, he absolutely, I mean, defamation is a huge thing. And so rather than, and exactly like what I was saying, it's not that I don't want to take it on, but, you know, there's a lot that comes behind, you know, saying, you know, that kind of shit, especially when it's wrong and, you know, with the timing and like, you know, all of it. And so, yeah, that's something that, you know, before I end up taking anything public with that, you know, I gotta discuss, with my lawyer because I definitely have like an issue with what happened today for sure.